What's up everyone, Blade here, and welcome back to another video of Persona 5X. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be going over the newest character on CN, Pinky, who is finally getting her kit translation. So if you guys are interested in this, be sure to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. As always, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. Many of you guys do know I am trying to hit the subscriber count of 20K before my birthday, which is around the same time of P5X's CNTW and KR release or anniversary here, being April 18th to April 20th. If you guys can help me hit that goal before April 18th, it would be absolutely amazing. Once again, we're going to try and do a huge giveaway and some other things regarding that if we can hit it. So all the help would mean the world to me. But we're going to go ahead and get started. I do sound a little bit dead right now. It's a little late. I'm sorry about that, you guys. But we're going to check out this character and see how she is. It's good to see that we're getting more into her story a little bit too, because at the end of the day, she is a cafe worker and Narumi is over here trying to make her an idol too, so it's kind of interesting. I'm really interested to see how her story really does pan out. Only recently started it, so hopefully it's pretty cool. Oh, we get to see a little model. Okay. Alright, and it looks like this is where the stuff kind of gets new. So of course, she is a single target side DPS. Cool persona, by the way. I didn't actually mention that the last video, but model looks freaking stunning. Some people are 50-50 on it, whether they like it or others don't like it. Honestly, I'm freaking loving it. Obviously, you guys know neuron activation is already happening, but absolutely amazing here. She looks pretty darn cool. Ooh, what the heck? Okay, so that must be like her extra turn skill, kind of like how Ange and Turbo has theirs early in, so that's pretty darn cool. We got the skill 1, and I think that built some gauge or something there. Skill 2 does build some type of gauge or meter at the bottom, as you can see. And then, oh wait, what the heck? Oh, so we're doing a melee. Interesting, and it doesn't seem like it took up the entire turn, so it seems like that led into our skill 3, which is going to be, of course, our burst damage move. So pretty darn cool. We then have the highlight. Does decent bit of damage and has highlights focused there. And then we have the weapon. Now, looking at the kanji that's happening here, I have a feeling that's going to be another crit rate, crit damage weapon. But we'll have to see. Luckily, I think someone inside of the worldwide chat did just post all the translations, so we'll be able to look at that very, very soon to see exactly how this works. But we're gonna check this out first. Oh, come on! Let me love this. Let me love this. Let's go! That's so freaking cool, man. That's actually so freaking cool. All right, and just like that, we got to look at the character here. Now, as always, we're gonna try and at least explain each thing properly. Luckily, I do have the A0 information all the way to the highlight and 2 passives. Right now, none of the awarenesses have been translated, so we'll have to actually see how that goes here. But let's go ahead and go back and let me turn down or turn off the music here to really get this going. So first of all, model, absolutely amazing. We already know it's fan servicey. I know there's going to be some people who probably hate that, but guess what? I love it, so I don't care. But Absolutely looks amazing here. Cool persona, definitely a really cool persona. But then we get something that like this pops up. I'm thinking this is like her extra turn ability or some sort. From what it does say, her A0 is called Idle Aspirations, and she has a special energy system. So I guess this is what this energy system is kind of at least showing here, where she has something called a radiant score. And this amount of radiant score she gets initially, and it can be stored up, which is probably the thing that we saw at the bottom of the screen that was going up in numbers here. But what she ends up doing with this is she enhances her skills based on the radiant score that she does have. So she has a decent bit of radiant score accumulation. She gets, of course, enhances. This activates itself even more so whenever Wonder is on the field. You are now gaining a special skill to grant her the state called Naruru, and this allows her to go into that extra turn thing that we did see. Now, this allows her to do something called a Spotlight All Out, and after her next turn ends, she's additionally regenerating a certain amount of SP, and after the extra turn, Spotlight All Out ends, she removes all of her Radiant score and exits the Naruru state. Now, I think partially of that, we're in the state right now, but we don't leave it just yet. It seems like we leave it once we use our basic hit, because as we can see, we built up some more little meter down here. It's at 10 at first, and then it does this little mode where we're at a different type of state here. We have the 10 stacks, but when they went ahead and used the sword attack, it did this, which was a little special little smackdown, and then knock down the enemy, and it does seem like we go again. Now, the reason why I say we go again here is because you can't simply just knock the enemy again if we were just blocking. If we were just blocking here, the enemy would still be up. So knocking it would physically be impossible again if we were doing something like this. So I'm pretty sure she just gets another turn here. It gets up right there, and that's going to be pretty cool. But apparently, once she does do the skill, it has a certain amount of turns for the cooldown itself. And of course, the cooldown can only be decreased by Wonder's non-extra turns. So you do have to make sure Wonder is able to go in order to decrease her amount of cooldown, which I find is cool that they're incorporating Wonder a little bit more. But we have the first skill that we saw, which was the one with the little teacup here. This is called 100% Sweetness. And what this does is it does a psi amount of damage here, or psi damage equal to a certain percent of attack. It does obtain you radiant score, and you enter a state called fan service. Well, what fan service does, it increases your crit rate, your crit damage, your crit rate and your damage dealt. And then at the start of every turn, we gain radiant score. Pretty cool, pretty simple. Then we have the second skill called Cake Boom, which this is the one that we saw. The cake kind of falls down, does an explosion, cool damage. Well, this one gets psi equal damage, of course, to all foes. It is an AoE skill. Most likely we're using this as well. I think she uses all three of her skills, to be honest here, but kind of interesting. But it's an AoE skill. And then if casted during fan service, it gives you double your radiant score. So our first skill gives us our fan service little mode here. Second skill seems to double that immediately, which is pretty darn cool. Then we have the third skill called Love Live, which is this one that we're going to see. And actually, it's the one after the little smack that we go through here. So let's get past the smack first. But we have the third skill here where she shoots her little bazooka, or her bazooka that she has immediately here. Goes to a heart, does a huge explosion, which is going to be the burst damage. Reminds me of freaking Barry's thing, how they're all starting to do these cool cinematic looking third skills. Same as Luce, which is pretty darn awesome. But what this one does is a side damage equal to a certain amount of damage to a foe. If casted during Naruru, it increases her skill damage by her radiant score and further amplifies the skill whenever the radiant score reaches a certain cap. Now, she then has her highlight, which we did see. Obviously, the highlight did a decent bit of damage, but it says it increases highlight at the end, but instead on the translation, it says increase attack based on a certain percent of Wonder's attack. So that's going to be kind of interesting to see how that's going to work. And I called it. The weapon is a crit rate, crit damage weapon. What it does is increases our crit rate, increases our crit damage, and then for a certain amount of turns after obtaining Naruru, we get increased attack under our extra turn, which is pretty darn cool. Then we do have the what's it called? Then we do have the two passives. The first one up here is called Popularity. This increases damage dealt under the extra turn status effect. And then the passive 2, Fervent Stand. She permanently increases our attack percentage. Whenever Pinky is affected by an active skill from Wonder, this will that targets her, it will also increase that attack damage. So pretty darn cool to actually see. I think she's going to be insanely nice, honestly, just with the things that we know about her. She sounds pretty darn cool. Now, I don't know much on the awarenesses. I'm trying to see if anyone in the chat does know right now, but it doesn't seem like it. But I am hearing that it goes skill 1, skill 2, extra turn, skill 3. So it's pretty darn much a 2 cycle of how she's going to be, which is pretty darn cool. I do like that. It's going to be awesome to see exactly how this does go. Just the skill 1, then you have the skill 2 the next turn. And on the next turn, that's where we actually are able to do our extra turn. So pretty cool. I can't wait to see how this is going to go here. But I think, honestly, they're not making this character to be for Ange. I really don't think she's going to be meant for Ange herself, but we'll have to see, because the extra turn could very well screw up how the rotation goes. Now, from what people are saying, the A4, apparently the cooldown is now based on Wonder's cooldown, so that's always cool. In the A1, her special skill now makes Wonder enter an extra turn. So interesting. I'm trying to see how that's going to end up being here. It's going to be kind of weird to see how that does go. When it does come down to the awarenesses, I'll probably keep you guys informed on the community page, so look out for that. But for now, let me know how you think about her, and have a nice night. Peace out.